we'll go from Raising Hope to Glee, which used to be on the
Fox.
same night,
Okay.
and our Fox
Still a little bit together.
and then we'll transition to yours.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
that'll be good.
See, look
It
how
looks like we planned this.
We totally. Anyways, we're just naturally amazing. Clearly. I will say, yeah, I was impressed by Glee, and I feel like that might be a little bit shocking to a lot of people. Well, but at the same time, I kind of, season 1 of Glee was so great. Like, a large portion of season 1 of Glee was so great. There was a little asterisk. And I mean, I did enjoy season 2, certainly parts of season 2, and even parts of season 3, but it's just, by the end of season 3, I just, as much as it helped to have the emotion that there was graduation and all that stuff, and there was natural emotion, parts of the show just felt so forced, for lack of a better word. And season 4 has been a learning experience. I think the New York stories have mostly thrived. There's been a couple of instances where I've physically cringed, like Let's Have a Kiki recently. Just made me.
Everyone loved that. I thought that was what you were gonna say. You liked.
I hated that so much.
Oh, I liked Shangela, so I will piggyback off of you and say, like, if you put Shangela in your show, that is a great way to ingratiate me and to bring me back to watching.
I didn't
even
know,
for the
I
3
had to
seconds.
actually Google who that was.
Well, you should be watching RuPaul's Drag Race, which I may or may not pick as a moment later anyway.
Oh God, help
It's
us all.
amazing.
See what I have to put up with, guys. Anyway. No, I hated that scene.
Oh,
I hated
sorry.
that scene so much.
So which one?
But no,
which one?
But what actually ended up, I feel like, feeling one of the most real moments of the entire season, and one of the most real moments of the entire series for me, was actually the breakup episode. And when they had, yes, is it convenient to have all of the couples falling apart at the same time, and not all of their
that's
breakups?
a theme.
Right, and not all of the breakups stuck.
Right.
And
and
not all of them will stick.
Right.
But at the same time, it felt like there was a trigger there. Like, even like something switched in me after that. Like, I'd been enjoying most of the season with a couple of moments or characters or whatever as an exception. But when I watched that episode, I felt like I cared about the show again. Like, these are characters, some of these couples have been together for seasons. Some of them, they've been building up for them since the pilot. Like, Will and Emma and Rachel and Finn have been kind of ingrained since the pilot. And, there was a point in time, like, I used to buy most, if not all of the Glee music. I had the soundtracks, whatever, but, like, I kind of just stopped listening to them. Not because the music wasn't good anymore, just because it was frustrating in a weird way, because it's like, oh, remember when you paid money to go see the concert?
Right.
Which we've done multiple times.
Right, because I look, to be honest, like, I still like the music from the show. I for a while have been always, I'll listen to the music, but I don't necessarily need to watch the show, because if I'm watching it for the music anyway.
Right, and I've always, like, been one of those people who doesn't like to listen to music beforehand, because I like to be surprised, and it's the whole thing. But I found myself, after that episode, just listening to those songs over and over again, and then, randomly listening to the older stuff again, too.
Well,
and I just felt like...
Don't you feel like, though, it might be because those songs serve the story? Like, they're sad songs for a sad breakup episode, rather than... Example, Let's Have a Kiki, where it's a hot song, or Gangnam Style, where it's a hot song of the minute, so they just figured out a way to put it in the show. They work in different ways.
I can't roll my eyes enough over that, by the way.
Well, I don't know enough about that actual song, but, like, to me, that's not even... It's more a dance sensation than it is a song sensation, and the only thing that I would say is that had Marley not fainted, they shouldn't have won anyway for that reason.
Right. And that's my frustration. When
but I will say it's impressive that they learned Korean.
Yes.
If they actually learned Korean, or they weren't just, like, reading in the soundstage.
I will say, for me, I felt very frustrated, because even if they chose to do the song, which I figured they probably would, even if I didn't like that, the aspect was, this is sectionals. You don't screw around for sectionals and do a dance.
Right.
Not getting into that.
Maybe that's why they shouldn't hire kids just out of high school who don't have any teaching degrees. But this is supposed to be a thing about like our favorite moments.
Yes.
So
really liked the breakup. Really thought that was a really well handled episode, and it actually kind of made me care about the show in a way that I hadn't really thought I would again. So I was pleasantly surprised by that, and I was pleasantly surprised by most of the storytelling that's come since.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be happy about Glee, except for when it makes one hit thing. So let's hopefully let's have a Kiki and more have, the breakup.
Again, more sad couples. Wow. We're learning a lot about Marisa today.